everybody. It is Sunday, December 28th, and I just thought I would jump on and show you what I got made this week. Not a whole lot because I did have nasal surgery on Monday, December 22nd. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how that went, and I'll show you what I got made. But yeah, so I had surgery on Monday, and I've been dealing with nasal issues for years. But I just finally had enough and said to my doctor, send me to an ear, nose, throat specialist. And then I finally seen a specialist, and he did the scope, and I had nasal polyps. And I think from the time I got diagnosed to my surgery was probably a year, because I had to wait for a CAT scan. That took a good 6 months at least. But the last 6 months, like, I have not been able to breathe through my nose, not even like 1%. Like, that's how bad it was. And it just felt like I had, you know, those yellow foam earplugs. I felt like those were shoved up my nose and expanded. Like, that's how bad it was. So as much as I was scared of the surgery, because it is my face, you know, everything's intertwined, and I've had surgeries in the past, but for some reason this one seemed to scare me a little bit more, I guess I want to say. And I jumped on YouTube, and I probably shouldn't have done that, because I think I was watching and like videos that weren't even the same surgery that I had, and some of the videos I watched were like from 10 years ago, and I'm pretty sure, you know, the surgeries have advanced since then. So I think I had myself worked up a lot for no reason at all. But my surgery was early Monday morning, and when I woke up in recovery, I was pretty groggy, and I needed like pain medication right away, because it was pretty painful. But they sent me home, and the pain meds kicked in. Like, I was pretty much out of it Monday. Now Tuesday, I felt good enough to crochet. I'm like, oh, this isn't that bad at all. And I was kind of like surprised. But then Wednesday and Thursday was not good days. And I think the pain medication has been giving me headaches, because I've felt like I've had a headache for almost a week now. But I can breathe a little bit through my nose, but now I'm at the stage where a lot of the like dried blood is coming out. I have to do 5 neti rinses a day, and 2 of them are medicated. So I have this special solution that I have to add to my neti rinse. It's a liquid solution. I have 4 boxes of those. So I think I'm going to be on neti rinses for a long time to come. But yeah, like, I'm getting a lot of stuff out right now. So even though I can breathe a little bit, I still feel a lot of stuff in there that has to come out. But I'm trying not to, like, as much as I want to blow my nose, I'm kind of refraining from it, because I don't want to like take the, this is going to sound gross, but I don't want to take the clots off too early, you know what I mean? So I do a little bit of a rinse, I do a gentle blow, and then I rinse it again, and a lot of stuff's coming out that way. But yeah, I am feeling so much better. I'm sleeping a little bit better now. And they gave me other pills to take, and they're kind of like a steroid pill, and I think those are the ones that are giving me headaches. The pain medication, the prescribed pain medication, he didn't give me a whole lot, so I saved those for before I went to bed. I would take one, not two. I would take one, just to try to help me sleep through it, like throughout the night. And then during the day, I would take Tylenol or Advil as needed and just switch back and forth between the two. So let me see, I headed on Monday. So today's Sunday. So tomorrow will be a week since my surgery, and I'm actually like doing so much better. I can already tell that I'm talking better. My left eye feels a little weird, and I don't even know how to explain it. And I don't know if that's surgery related or what, but my left eye feels tired. It feels like cool. I feel like when I do my neti rinses, the salt water is like right behind my eye. So I don't know if there's something going on or if it's just all in my head or whatever, but I just wanted to come on and say that I'm doing so much better. Thank you, Robin, for letting me join you on your live on Friday. We had a little bit of a challenge that we revealed. So if you want to check that out, go watch Robin's last live. I will show the item again because I had made that before my surgery, but I have not shown it on my channel yet. So I will show that in a minute. But thank you to everybody who has, messaged me, wished me well for my surgery. Like I'm feeling so much better, so much better. And me and Dave, we went out for breakfast this morning with Miss Brenda, so that was nice. I got to see her. But I have no scheduled markets, not one this year so far. But usually the market schedule starts coming out in February, and then we sign up and pay for them in February for like November, December. But I don't plan on doing any markets in January, possibly February, because the weather's so unpredictable. I know Miss Brenda got into some markets that I didn't get into, so I might tag along with her, keep her company. But I think I'm just going to concentrate now on getting better and making stock for my markets for the year. And just chill a little bit and relax and do that. Okay. So the first thing I made this week was actually the day after my surgery. Crazy. So Snuggle Beans Crochet, she put up a tester call a couple of days ago. And I have already done the zebra and the sloth, and I showed those in my last video. Well, she put up a tester call for the sloth, the zebra, and what I'm about to show you right now. The tester call, she's picking the tester call people today, and then I think they have to have their photos in by January 9th. So I'm thinking probably release day will be the 10th, but I'm not 100% sure. So for now, I'm just going to link Shannon's Etsy shop in the description below. She's been running some really good sales. So if you want to check out her shop, maybe there's some Splooters that you want to get that you haven't gotten yet. So I figured, well, I already did the sloth and I already did the zebra. I might as well do the other critter. And there's 2 versions of this, and I did one of each. And I can't remember the names, but I'll put them up on the screen. So the first one I did was this one. Isn't she adorable? So, lion cub, not club, lion cub. So stinking cute. Pretty easy. I didn't have any issues with the pattern. I think she forgot to put the color changes in for the tail, so I know she fixed that kind of right away. I'm going to have to start decorating some more eyes because I've been flying through all my decorated eyes with all the Splooters that I've been doing. And I think I got a gift card for Amazon. So I might jump on Amazon and get some like color changing mica patterns. Maybe some color changing glitters. Because a lot of the eyes that I've been making lately have just been like the plain blue or the plain green for my light and night furies, which I want to remake too. So I made this cute little feller. And then in the pattern, she also has the male version. So I made the male version as well. And it's exactly the same, except on the head of this one, you're doing loop stitches to create the mane. Now, I found doing the loop stitches were a little tricky only because my yarn was such a dark color. I had a hard time knowing if I was going back into the right stitches. So if I were to make this again, I would do the head like this. And then I honestly think I would just go back and surface crochet the loop stitches after. And I know that is more work, but I just found like with the loop, doing the loop stitches in the round, I just struggled seeing where to put my hook because you're wrapping the thread, like the yarn around your thumb and doing a stitch, right? So I think it would be a little bit more work, but I think for me, that would be easier than doing it this way. But that could just be a struggle with me, not the pattern. But how cute is he? Adorable. Adorable. So there's two more Splooters. And like I said, I'm going to say probably the 10th of January for a release date. But I'll probably find out in the next couple of days or so. But testers are being picked today. So you have these to look forward to. Thank you, Shannon, for letting me pre-test these adorable little lions. And I love the Splooters. Like, I was going to make some, because I bought quite a few patterns over Black Friday weekend during the US Thanksgiving sale. And I mean, I went to look and I went to make some stuff and I'm like, I just, no. I gravitated back towards the Splooters. The Splooters make me happy. There's just something about them. I can't even describe it. I love making them so much. So I made a boy and a girl. They're so adorable. I love them. And I'm going to try to be better at pricing as I go this year and not wait till like the last minute to price everything. But we'll see. We'll see if that stands or not. Okay, so when me and Robin first started doing our combined lives together, months ago, we always get on the subject of, you know, different patterns coming out. Like a lot of people patterns came out this year. And I'm always like, nope, I don't do people. I don't do people. I don't do people. And Robin is like, I've tried to be, getting her to use the creepy eyes. And she doesn't like the creepy eyes. So she challenged me, I think it was our first or second live we did together. She's like, I will do creepy eyes if you do a person. And I'm like, okay, I will accept your offer. And I think I bought the pattern the next day. And when she challenged me, I knew which pattern I was going to go buy because I had seen it previously and I kind of wanted to make it. But then I'm like, no, I don't do people. So I bought the pattern and it took me quite a while to do, but I wanted to have it done before my surgery. So I knocked this out 2 days before my surgery. I knocked it out because the person that I picked, we did the full reveal on Robin's last live. So if you want to see the full reveal, go watch her live because she shows her creepy-eyed items. But he was a little bit, I wouldn't say tedious, but he came with accessories that I had to do, right? So I kind of used my 3D printer to do the accessories. And he turned out so good. I'm so happy with him. Dave even 3D printed a little bat and I drilled holes in it and I sewed it to his arm. But she used fabric paint to paint on the flame tattoos. I don't have fabric paint. I did not want to use acrylic paint. So I just stitched on some flames. I'm not saying that you could tell they're flames, but it's something. And then on this arm, Ozzy, so his name is spelt on there. The hair, I did not enjoy the hair. And I don't even think I did the red layer correctly, but it was getting the brown layer on top, so I didn't really care too much. 3D printed the cross charms. I already had chain in my jewelry supplies. He gets a little chain here. He wasn't hard. Actually, he wasn't hard at all, but the red part of the hair, I was like, that's the only thing that really frustrated with me was, and she actually has a reel on Instagram, the designer. I'll put her name up on the screen, on how to do the hair, so that helped. The brown part of the hair, it's basically one piece. You sew it on. I glued it on. I glued the glasses to the head, and then I glued the hair on top of the glasses. So these glasses are not going anywhere. Dave 3D printed the glasses. I think we printed 2 different sizes because the first ones were way too big. And then I added resin with alcohol ink to get the rainbow colored glasses. So he turned out really cool. I'm really happy with them. Now, am I going to sell them? Probably. I might hang on to them for a while. But I wouldn't even know what to charge for this. He's not going to be cheap. But I think because of his passing, I could probably get quite a good price for him. But he's adorable. I think he turned out amazing. Now in the pattern, there is a little bat that you can crochet, but it was worsted weight, and I just did not want to deal with worsted weight. I just kind of wanted to get them done quickly, so Dave printed off a little bat and I just sewed it on. It's kind of like a little bat button. And I just sewed that on. Because I'm like, he's going to be holding a bat. But yeah, he's adorable. So there is my Ozzy. Pretty cute. Pretty cute. Very happy with him. Now, if I were to make it again, and that's a big if, I know what I'm doing. It probably would be a lot faster the second time around. So we shall see if there's a second person in my future. But I love the glasses. Love, love, love the glasses. So that's my Ozzy. I don't know. He's not going to be cheap. Not going to be cheap at all. And then like 2 days ago, like I said, I didn't crochet for 2 days because I didn't really feel good, but I'm like, well, I bought so many patterns over Black Friday weekend. I should probably get a few more things made. So I made 3 of these over the last 2 days. And what was the first one I made? I think this was the first one I made. I made 3 of them. And I've seen a few people do these. This pattern's been out for a while. But I don't know. I just wanted it. So I bought it. But it's Mum Stitch Eddie's kitty cat. There's a solid, a tabby, a calico, a Siamese. I think there's like 4 or 5 different cats. Well, I thought about doing the solid, but then I'm like, no, I really like the different colored toes and nose. I do really like the stripes on the tabby. I think the tabby is my favorite out of all of them. But I'm like, I'll make 3 and see if they sell before I make any more, because I don't want to be, I have a habit of doing that, buying a pattern, going crazy, and then being stuck with them. But people seem to love their cats, so I don't think I'll have a problem selling these. Now, the only thing I struggled with the first time I made it was bobble stitch decreases. I have never done those before. And when I do bobble stitches, there's a certain way I do them for a really clean color change. And with the decreases, you can't really do the really clean color change. So I did have to go back in and with the gray yarn and just clean it up a little bit. Not a big deal if you want your cat to look nice and clean, you know, so I did that. I did use some safety noses because I have them, so I might as well use them. And then you just go back and stitch some stripes on the top of his head. But it's a very easy pattern. She used Bernat blanket with 30mm eyes, and I used the Parfait plush with 25mm eyes. I think 30 would be too big for this type of yarn. But yeah, I need to decorate some more eyes. I'm getting low in the decorated safety eyes, and I don't have a lot of the colored discs left, so I think I'm gonna, maybe today, I want to clean my bathroom and vacuum, and like I said, I've been very lazy this week, but I'm starting to feel better. So I made this tabby, and I do like the pattern. The bobble stitch decreases did take a little bit to get used to. And then on the bottom of the cat, you're doing single crochet slip stitch decreases. So when you get close to that was a little bit finicky because I'm not used to doing slip stitch decreases, but I know why she did it, because she wants a nice flat surface, right? So that was the first one I did. And then the second one I did was a tuxedo cat. And instead of using black, I just used white and gray. And this is Michael's Sweet Snuggles Light, or Chenille Home Slim. And I had some pink eyes, so I used pink. And then I used another safety nose. Now, the color changes weren't too bad on this one because white is on either side of his bobble stitch decreases. So this one wasn't too bad. So I didn't have to go back and clean that up because it was white on either side of those stitches there. So I did a tuxedo kitty. And then the last one I made was another tabby. Again, I think the tabby is my favorite. And I really liked, she has a bunch of samples in her pattern of colors. And I really liked her mustard cat. So I did a mustard tabby. And this is Michael's Sweet Snuggles Light in the mustard, and this is the Parfait Plush in rust. And I had some eyes that were rust with copper gold flakes, so I thought the rust looked really nice with the rust yarn. So I made this fella. So because I don't have any markets coming up, I'm going to make sure that Lisa has lots of newer stock more often. I did message her yesterday, and I think the month of December, I did like close to $400. So I did over 100 in the beaded spiders, and I did over 100 in my greeting cards, and then I did probably close to $200 in the crochet. So that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Every little bit helps. January is not usually a very busy month, but because I haven't decided when I'm going back to work, I mean, part of me doesn't want to, but I still have a car payment, so I might scale back to 3 days a week instead of 5 days a week. And then this way I'll still have more time for my crafting, and this way my car payment still gets made without having to worry if I make enough at the markets and YouTube to cover my car payment. Like, I just don't want that burden of, worrying about it. So I think that's what I'm going to do. But I'm in no rush to go back anytime soon, and I'm really going to wait until my nose is feeling a lot better, because I had a bad infection, and they gave me medicated stuff to add to my neti rinses, and I'm on antibiotics. I don't want to go back to work and get sick and then be set back even further. So I'm okay with waiting a little bit longer to go back to work. And I see the surgeon on January 20th for my follow-up. And it's probably like a month past the surgery, like to be healed quite a bit before getting looked at, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, I'm feeling good. I still feel off, but I'm feeling so much better than I have been. Once the steroid medication's done, my headache should go away. I'm back to walking Milo again, so that I think the fresh air is helping me in that aspect. But yeah, so Christmas is over with for another year, thank goodness. I mean, it was the first year without my mom, and her birthday is Christmas Day, so my dad was really down in the dumps. I couldn't really spend Christmas with him because I was recovering from my surgery. So we'll have to get, I'll have to get out and visit with him soon. And that's another reason why I don't want to, rush back to work, is I can take time for, spending time with my dad and my grandmother, and, just if I'm blessed enough to not have to worry about going back to work too soon, then I'm not going to worry about going back to work too soon. I'm going to enjoy my time off. And it's winter time. It's winter time. So, Mom Stitch Eddie. Really good pattern. Like I said, no issues. I just struggled with the bubble stitch decreases. So, if you don't have this pattern, I highly recommend it. And people love cats. And I do like that these are so different than the Loaf Cats, because my Loaf Cat sales are way down. And I think because people love cats so much, if I introduce a new pattern, the people who have bought the Loaf Cats will maybe buy these ones. So yeah, that is it. That's all I have for you guys. Again, thank you to everybody who has, subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate it. And I should be able to do my live on Wednesday night. I'm feeling pretty good. I might work on a turtle because I would like to do a Myrtle the Turtle in the new Parfait plush yarn, because I have some new pretty greens. So maybe we'll just casually work on a turtle and chat. And so yeah, I'll see you guys Wednesday night. Thank you, everybody. Bye. Puppy love his bone? Huh? Milo love his bone from Miss Brenda? He says, thank you, Miss Brenda. I love my bone. Yeah. He's trying to find the squeaker. Trying to find the squeaker, BB? It's in there.